So welcome back to the series. Today is episode 12, I think. And today's video is going to be a crazy one. Buckle in. We got a lot to explain. So first, if you saw the credit scene, a meteor just smashed into the Mediterranean Sea. And, yeah, as you can see, yeah, a lot happened. You had areas in the boot flooding. Corsica is completely flooded. No, this is Corsica. I'm stupid. This island. The tip over here, it flooded, and then we also had a bit of Spain get flooded. You can kind of see where the old border is. Also, these islands are gone. So, yeah, that just happened. Now, no one knows exactly where this meteor came from, because they don't have enough good technology and they can't get it out of the ocean. Looking at this, as you can see, this is the projected area of where this meteor hit. It's anywhere in this circle. We're not going to get into exploring today. I know, crazy, but we're going to get to see exploration. Ignoring me itching my leg right now, as you can see, the pink team is cooking up some stuff right now. Eventually they head off to the teal team, eventually find this island, which basically just makes this all explored, because, I don't feel like cutting that in later. Alright, let's go into the expansions for this episode. Russia's gonna expand even further into Russia. I know, crazy. They get all the way over here, looking like something like that. This communist country thing over here, it expands out to something like this. The brown team also expands out, looking something like that. With the dark purple team over here, getting a land chunk that looks something like this. Ooh, that's peak. Persia's gonna look something like this. The purple team expands in Iran and over in Sudan and Ethiopia. The pink team continues to expand up near the mountain range, consisting of these two locations, and getting this piece of land over here. Now this upper area is kind of confusing to map, so let's just do this really quickly. And it looks something like this, with the blue team getting that, the light green team getting that, and the dark purple team getting something like this. The Korean brown team finally gets down here to this monstrosity of a mess, which will become future China. So yeah, they look so, oh my goodness, Korea's a superpower at this point. And even though it doesn't look good, I'm just gonna do that. Even though it doesn't look the best, we're just gonna have to deal with that. And this Japan country gets all that. Japan, they're gonna explore out into basically just Siberia and like Mongolia and stuff like that. They eventually reach all the way around here. Now this new area is prohibited. This is just the government laying claims, but Morocco gets even more control of Africa. Portugal continues to expand inside of Europe, not Europe, America, meeting up with this New York country thing. We see the African Union country basically triple its size across Africa, looking something like this. And finally, we see the Caribbean country expand into Central and Southern Africa. Shut up, Southern Africa. So that's the territory changes out. Europe, it's become basic knowledge that, America exists. And, well, England, they really want some land. So they come down and kind of just like go. No, they can't go into Portugal, so they kind of like. Oh, what the heck? Now they go down as a trading vessel. Now, Africa, since they're different humans and like these guys, they allow them. So they land here and they both work together and they start to go south. Now, like they were like a mile away from a Morocco ship going down here. That would have been bad for Morocco. But anyways, England goes down and eventually they head over and hit America. They kind of explore around. They don't really find anything. Meanwhile, they actually have another exploration and they're gonna finish them going north. Now, for some reason, they think if they hit the north slot, they're gonna appear back on the bottom. That's not what happens. Let's be for real. And what happens is that they actually go back over the Pacific Ocean. Now, at this point, they're like almost like dead at this point. Eventually they find an island. They kind of just like look around at it. Yeah, they basically just look at it and be like, okay, we're gonna leave. Oh, okay, another island. And then they're gonna finally leave. So they go down. Oh, okay, another island. Now this gives them just enough food to go back, continue to go down. At this point, they think they're somewhere into the Atlantic Ocean right now. Eventually, these guys come up here, and eventually they land in the African country. So, yeah, crazy stuff. I don't know how they survived the frigid cold, but we'll ignore that. Meanwhile, this colony down here is going pretty well for England. They continue to look around, so they finish that off, and actually, while I'm talking Europe, a philosopher in France is like, yo guys, what if we just like imagine this all filled up with land and just take it for ourselves? Now Europe is like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, these guys are like, no, no, you have America over there, but that's kind of already filled with nations that they already recognize, so they can't really do that. I mean, they don't have a lot of friends in Africa, so might as well just take it all over. And Europe decides to imagine this is all one huge continent, which now this is the biggest continent by far. So it looks something like this. It's actually it's so nice seeing it actually like filled. You know what? We might as well just like do this. And you know what? Might as well just do this. You know, make it a little bit easier on ourselves in the future. Okay, but anyways, we have this. First of all, we have the countries that already exist here. Let's keep Morocco. You know, they're already superpower. Ooh, look at this. The red team's like, yo, we need to get these guys out. And it doesn't take a real Einstein to figure out that these guys are collapsing to the red team. And just to skip forward, these guys just collapse. And now it looks something like this. Okay, so now let's divide this up. Oh, wait. We have these guys. Now, let's be for real. They're not winning this. They have no real way to connect with these guys over here. Their only ally is this guy. Yeah, they're chopped, and it's kind of safe to say that these guys just kind of like like that. Okay, now we have an empty. Yeah. So let's just divide this really quick. Our first claim is from Italy, which they make these two countries, these two portions of land. I meant, and yeah, it looks not beautiful, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. Next, it's France, and they claim these three portions right here. Now, right now, the division of Africa is still ongoing. We have one country that's two countries that actually feel like they need more land, and that's Morocco and Portugal. Now, you can't really tell these guys no, so they're just gonna have to let them take the land. Morocco claims all of this land right here, a big chunk of land. Next, we have the red team, and the red team claims all of this land. I mean, that's a big chunk of land that the red team just took out. And you who's else gonna want to take a big chunk out of this? Purple team. Now, there's so many people from the square team here that, they're gonna actually get left out. They're not invited to the conference and only get this much land. Ooh, the teal team's next. Now, these guys, they're faked out. They think they're gonna get this land. Now, I want you to guess which one of the powers in Europe are gonna invade the teal team. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should have guessed it. It's England, and it's not gonna. Now they are gonna win the war, but they're gonna lose a lot of land. England gets all of this, and not only that, but they also get South Africa, the Congo, and Angola. So yeah, England just took a chunk out as well. There's only some remaining countries that were possible to get some land. One of them, Portugal. Portugal, they kind of lucked out. They don't have a good influence over here. Morocco does. Morocco has a lot of good influence here, so they're barely going to get anything from this. They do get this piece of land, and they get this piece of land. So they should be pretty happy that they got this much, surprisingly. Now the rest of the powers that get land goes following. Now, there's a lot of countries that can't get it, you know, like the dictator country and dark green country. They want to, but see, they don't. I mean, they technically could, but they would have to go all the way around here because they don't have a canal yet here, which is probably gonna come soon. But what's country? I mean, Spain. I mean, they need sea access. I mean, they don't really, but Morocco tolerates them going through. And, you know, they go to, like, hey, if we get some land out of this, you won't close the ports, right? And they're like, okay, we'll let you through. They sign a contract, they're like, okay, their first piece of land is this. They also get this chunk of land over here and get this extension. And they get this piece of land. Only a couple more countries can claim land. And one of them is actually going to be the country of India. India's pretty popular. I mean, there should be no doubt that they would have been invited to this, but the amount of land they're going to get is crazy. They get this chunk of land and this chunk of land. So yeah, they just expanded really. Like, now this piece of land down here is actually going to be given to someone pretty special. And that's going to be the Caribbean country. Now, you might be thinking, in Morocco actually is the one approving this. Now, you might be thinking, they're complete opposites on the alliance scale. They hate each other. Why would they, you know, give up this land to them? Well, Morocco knows that, you know, these guys, they're going to make some good trade. They're going to make some profits with each other. They both know that. So they're like, let's set aside our differences, come together to collaborate. And what do? Well, give them this piece of land. Now, there's one more piece of land that we need to worry about. This monstrosity right here. Well, who are we gonna give this to? I mean, we could just split up even farther, but that would probably cause some chaos. Let me think. That's when they decide, you know what? We're gonna make this a new country. The Central African Republic. Dude, this thing has been freaking me out. This right here. Boom, gone. But as you can see, yeah, now Africa is just gone. It's taken. Oh, hey, we need to also worry about this. Okay, so Africa's divided in what's called the Treaty of Versailles, which is this city right here. I don't know, it's something with Europe, so I don't know why it's over here, but we'll forget about that. The Treaty of Porcus. John Pork. I'm sorry. And this treaty goes as follows. Russia will get all of this land, and the rest of this land goes as follows. We also need to worry about this space. Now, this space wouldn't be complicated if a couple of countries didn't decide to just ruin this area. We see this light green team form over here. And we see this huge dark blue team form over here. We also see this country, which is basically a gold team, kind of like spout off, form over here. And now we gotta worry about capital time. This country's capital is gonna be right here. This country's capital is gonna be right here. This one over here. For these countries down here, the dark blue is gonna be here. The purple team's gonna be right here. The blue team's gonna be right here. Light green team's gonna be right here. And the light blue team is gonna be right there. This dark green team over here is gonna be right here. And that should be it. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, and if you don't, I will literally revert Africa right back to where it started, and we're gonna re-record this all over again if I fail this next part. Skibbity story. Alright, we're restarting the video. GG's.